Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dave Carnes. A little more than 20 years ago, I had the honor and privilege of serving as United States Senator for this great state of Nebraska following the sudden death of Senator Ed Zorinsky. During my United States Senate tenure, I learned a great deal about what it takes. I'm keenly aware of the type of character, intellect, and skill needed to be an effective representative in the Senate and to represent the entire state of Nebraska. Bart McLeay has these qualities and many more. Bart has proven in his professional career and as a person, he's a type of individual that will bring leadership, judgment, and hard work at problem solving, not only for our country, but for Nebraskans. There is no one better, no one more qualified for Nebraska's Senate seat to succeed Mike Johans than Bart McLeay. So I'm happy and proud today to introduce Bart McLeay as our next United States Senator from Nebraska.
And I really appreciate his kind words of support. Dave, more than anybody, knows the problems in Washington, D.C. and the problems that we face as a country. And so I am extremely appreciative that he would stand here with me and talk to you about what I can do to solve those problems. So let me begin. I am Bart McLeay, and I am proud to announce that I'm a Republican candidate for the United States Senate. I'm especially pleased to be joined here by my family and friends in Omaha, my hometown, near the Douglas County Courthouse and the federal courthouse, places that I have practiced for a long time. But they're not only that, they are symbols of freedom and justice in our community. I am able to stand before you only because Mike Johans, one of Nebraska's 2 U.S. senators, has decided to retire. Senator Johans has been an outstanding public servant for Nebraska, and he will be sorely missed. This circumstance, however, brings about another opportunity for me to work with Nebraska's other outstanding senator, Deb Fischer, who is already making her mark as an effective senator. I greatly look forward to working with her. I want to open my campaign with a single message: freedom works. Since the beginning of time, there have been many different forms of government, but most of them have all failed humanity in one form or another. America's system of governance, based on freedom, has not. Freedom has worked. Freedom is the common denominator and core of who we are as a people. Our economic structure, when allowed to operate in a free market enterprise system, has been a resounding success. It is no accident that the United States has become the strongest and most affluent nation in the world. America has risen to the stature because free people bring prosperity to themselves as well as the nation. Freedom has never failed us. To the contrary, freedom has worked. Freedom also works in creating liberty, freedom of speech, religion, of the press, the right to bear arms, and to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures by our government. They're all guaranteed by the social contract we have with each other, memorialized in the United States Constitution. These are not rights of Republicans or Democrats or independents. They are American rights, and they are clearly worth fighting to preserve. America has lost its way in recent days. Our government has forgotten our core beliefs and wandered from what has sustained us for 2 centuries. Freedom has worked. It is time to redirect ourselves and march back toward freedom. We don't want a government that overtaxes us, that engages in uncontrollable spending, that overregulates our businesses or attempts to influence our every move. We want to avoid a government that targets citizen groups who oppose them, or wiretaps journalists for reporting unfavorable facts about our government, or performs secret surveillance of its citizens. Our government may have drifted away from our principles as a country, but we can come back. And that's because freedom works as a basis for governing, and it always has. I studied accounting and have spent my entire career as a business lawyer. I know the economic principles that drive businesses to expand and that make our economy grow. I've also spent nearly 3 decades fighting in courthouses just like this in Nebraska and elsewhere. I fought the government on behalf of landowners in western Nebraska when the government arbitrarily sought to take land. I successfully represented a nationally acclaimed nonprofit group that supports wounded soldiers in a case in which their rights were being infringed. I also served proudly as an assistant attorney general for the state of Nebraska with regard to the Republican River in southwest Nebraska in a suit pending in the United States Supreme Court. I have fought and won in courthouses in Nebraska and elsewhere, and I'm now ready to take that fight to Washington. Congress has a 10% approval rating and is in gridlock. Most people would run from that environment. I want to run to it. I have spent my whole professional life resolving disputes. I thrive in those circumstances. I am trained to reach people with different points of view. That happens every time I have stood before a jury or a judge with a different perspective. I want to go back to Washington and remind government officials what Nebraskans have long known. Freedom works. I will fight for freedom. I will be your freedom fighter. My name is Bart McLeay, and I want to be your next United States Senator. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you.